okuva ku mulembe gwa straka okwakazona gyamwagenda wandipande kwa tata tekwe mama nze tata oba kuba enkola izo nga kubye bwindi omukwano tukulabira mugalubindi ebitimba babitegesa bukolokoni ebakutwala bemanya bakunoonyeza bakulegeza bakupatira era gyonna eyo gyoya.
All right, thank you, Young Money, and welcome to Late Nights. This is JK, and hey, thank you so much for everybody that watched last week, and the inboxes, everything, the messages from just not Uganda, all over the world. So, you know, it's good to know that you love the show. And of course, Nisenre, Jeff, and everybody, we discussed music last week. In case you missed the episode, you can check out on the Afro mobile app, and definitely you'll get the episode. But tonight, we're going to discuss social media. And in December, this show, Late Nights, we're going to do awards, social media awards, just, you know, rewarding some of the the funny, everything. So tonight, we're going to discuss social media. Now, taking you back to internet, I think I remember in 1995 when we had internet cafes, and, you know, later, in 1999, when I was in Senior 6 VAC, I did a course in computer. So we spent about, you spend your vacation learning how to use a computer. But a few years ago, I don't know, maybe when my son was about 8 years old, I had my laptop. I showed him how to switch it on, switch it off, to charge it, go on YouTube, and before I know it, the guy now, just one day, the guy knows more of that he does stuff on my laptop that I can't even do. Like, for example, Zoom, he's an expert. So imagine me, the whole vacation, I was learning to use a computer, my 8-year-old. One day, and the guy knew how to use the computer. So lots of things have changed. And then, of course, our first social media was MySpace. At that time, in 2004, I was with the Monitor KFM. And, you just, be in a chat room talking to people you do not even know. I think that's how now Facebook also got the idea, and Facebook was introduced, and then, things went on. So we have a couple of people from, different, so we'll start with Facebook. I'll have a team from Facebook will be talking about, the experience when they started, and then we go to Instagram, some influencers there, and of course now we go to the noisemakers on Twitter, and also be discussing. But, taking back in 2001, our social media now became Red Pepper. I'm telling you. In 2001, I think that's when Red Pepper started. And that time we were just, in Senior 6 VAR. It was 2001, what campus? And that's when they started. And guess what? I remember this time I was in a taxi, old taxi park, and I think I was going to Bugolobi, and some guy bought a Red Pepper. And everybody in the taxi, it was that dangerous. So you'd buy a new Vision or Monitor and buy a Red Pepper and then put it inside. Content Red Pepper. But later, of course, the content changed, and it became, a household name. And one of the guys that actually, the founders of Red Pepper, there are about 4 or 5, he'll tell us a story. This is my big brother, has been my friend for many, many years. I think since my very first interview as well in the papers was done by Red Pepper in 2002, when I just started on Jam Agenda. Ladies and gentlemen at home, and of course everybody here, please welcome our big brother, Mana Rugendo. Yes. Logamach. Kawazahari. Charanga. Good to see you, Logamach. Yeah. I know, I'm okay. So good to see you. I'm told now you're doing your PhD now.
Yeah.
PhD in what, yo?
Journalism and communication, and I'm investigating social media and newspapers.
Okay. I didn't know they had that here. But how many PhD holders do we have in journalism in this country?
Very few. I think, but they've just increased a little, about 8 or 9.
About 8 or 9?
Yes.
Because and they don't make it actually easy Yeah, it's because Philip Luswada is doing his PhD, and he was telling me, man, it's hell. They don't make it so easy.
Yes.
And but I want to do mine abroad actually next year.
Yeah.
I want
Actually, abroad it is faster.
Yeah, but it's very expensive.
Yeah, that's the challenge.
Yeah.
And but I think in Uganda part of the issue is the time you give it.
Yes.
If you really allocate your time properly.
But of course,
in my case, I'm progressing. I think really, if I'm lucky.
And it's usually how many? 4 years?
I'm doing the one I'm doing is by research. That's self-driven.
Okay.
So it takes the minimum is 3 years. Maximum is 5. So if I'm lucky, I'm likely to do it in 3.5 years.
Yeah, but you know, at this age of ours, you have mortgages, children.
Yes, absolutely.
Second wives are coming in.
Absolutely.
So it becomes a bit difficult to give them time.
I think it's about discipline.
Yeah.
If you're disciplined,
yes,
I think you manage your time properly.
Yeah, this time, man, I don't know. I'm yet to figure out mine. So, tell us, Red Pepper. When did it start? Is it 2000 and?
Yes. Wait a moment. 19th June 2001.
2001. 19th.
I don't know how old you are. But
2001, I was 20.
20?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I was old.
Thought you were younger than that.
I was old.
I was 23, 24.
Yeah. She was good. So tell me this. So I know you were like, Sabiti told me a bit about how you guys started. Correct. But just tell me the process. How do you guys, start and...
It's a long story, which I think I even wrote about it recently when we did 20 years in June. It was just out of, that chickiness when you're at campus.
Yes.
And you have these grandiose ideas around you. And that time we were listening to Museveni. I used to listen to Museveni a lot on radio. And then of course watch him on TV.
Yeah.
There was a program on Uganda television. I don't know whether these children know about Uganda television.
UBC.
They know UBC. It was Uganda television. So they used, every Saturday there was a special program called PPU.
Yes.
Where they would cover the president in the week. I think they do.
They still do, yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
So I would watch and we'd speak about, self-employment. We'd speak about entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And here I was in Nkrumah Hall, and I would most of the time read Monitor.
Yes.
That time. It's now Daily Monitor. That time it was called the Monitor. And these guys, the founders, often liked to write about their stories, how they started.
Yes.
And how they started in some dungeon somewhere on Nkrumah Road. Some place that didn't have anything. I don't know, yes. I think some place I didn't have...
Ogutu.
I think it's Ruzindana. Augustine Ruzindana gave them somewhere to sit with nothing, and they started, and here they were. Shaking the candle, and I was like, I can also do it. So what? And of course, the other challenge was... that time the talk at campus was that you needed to know somebody to get a job after campus. Yes. And the jobs were very few in government. That time it was... I don't think even MTN had come.
Yeah, it was there.
Yes, MTN had come, I think, 98. So the talk was... No, the places to work were very, very few. URA, if it's not MTN, it's URA. Maybe Nairobi Breweries, you'd be
very lucky.
And the rest, you have to disappear somewhere at a sub-county and become a sub-county chief and stuff like that. So...
It's still the same though.
Yes, the issue was that you need to know somebody. They used to call it a tall relative. Yes. A technical know-who. Sort of. And so in our case, we were from the villages. When you know...
Why do you need...
Ntungamo, Para, Nyanya Minti, Gahinji. I come from many places. So the point, the issue, the argument, the narrative actually was that if you don't have the technical know-how, therefore you are nothing. You cannot do anything. You will just languish on the streets. You will get a job.
Go back.
Yes, and I had done social sciences. I liked writing. So I would read these stories. So one day, out of nowhere, I just walked to someone's office at the Monitor. I think it was James Tumusime. I told him, what does it take to be a journalist? He said, you come on Saturday and visit me, we shall see. So I went to his home, And he started teaching me about a few basics, how to, 5W.
Yeah, the principles of journalism.
Then I said, so these things I see at Makerere, I can start writing about them. I said, yes.
Yeah.
And then I started writing for the Monitor.
Which first year, second year?
That's 1998. I was in my second year.
Second year.
So I started, casually, after about.
But they would run in the Monitor.
No, I tried like 30 times,
And they would never give. There was no space. Yeah.
There was nothing. There was nothing. Okay. Until I think the 41st article that came out is when really became big in social sciences, and everyone was looking at me. And
and were you paid for that?
Yes. 15,000 shillings that time. I don't know how much it is now. So, and that was enough to buy a donut.
Yes, that was good money.
That was the issue. If you can't buy donut.
Beer was 1,000. So.
Yeah, chairman. I think chairman used to be something like that.
1,000. Yeah.
So so reading their stories, and I said maybe this is possible. So I started speaking to some of my friends.
Yes.
Those ones, the Danish services that we are talking about, Patrick Gumia. That time I think he was he staying in UH? I don't remember. I was in Nkrumah.
You were all at so
that time we were at campus. Very young, and I think we can do this. It wasn't so difficult. So we agree that now that me I had gotten away into the Monitor.
Yes.
Forced there and forced myself into journalism. He was also going to force himself into the New Vision. And that's how we started.
Who?
Patrick, the other friend. Yes. So by the time we were completing in 1999, I was more or less like a correspondent for the Monitor at Makerere.
And Patrick for New Vision.
I used to live around there somewhere in Kakajo. There's a place there. I was renting it at 20,000 shillings.
A month?
Yes, a month. So, and here he was and earning little monies. And so, then eventually, it's a very long story, but I'll cut it short.
Yes.
So eventually, I think towards graduation, that was March 17th. Like it was like
I love the way you remember all
I remember everything because I'm writing a book even about it. So just a month before our graduation in 2000, I find a message somewhere, I think at the news editor's desk, that Charles Onyango wants to speak to you. I was like, now what have I done? Because I was very careful. I had not written bad stories.
Yes.
But I think I had done a story on Chiza Vesige at that time. And then he says, how are you? I'm fine. You're a student at Makerere? I said, no, I'm finished. You finished? Oh. So you're graduating in this cohort? I said, yes. Okay. He said, that's what he told me. Do not look for a job. I think you're very good. And I was like, here I am. I really almost cried.
Looking for a job, not knowing Charles, and said, there you go.
I almost cried. He used to sit like on the third floor. And
where were they then?
It's more.
That's Namuongo still.
Namuongo, but the other smaller one.
Okay,
the old building.
Yes.
Where they used to sit. It was second floor.
Yes.
So, he was. And March 17th, I had my appointment. The reason he had called me, he said, we want a graduate. Graduates start like manning our up-country offices. Would you like to work up-country? I said, yes. He said, where? I can go to Mbarara because it's near my mother's place. He said, what, do you want to go to Mbarara? You want to stand for Parliament? I said, no. I can get free matoke from home and free milk. And that's the reason I went to Mbarara. Now, when I go to Mbarara, after our graduation, when I go to Mbarara, Patrick was there. His big brother was the bureau chief of the New Vision. So he was really like mentoring him. So there was the editor of Urumuri called Richard Tsimi that time.
Yes.
So we started converging a bit because somehow we had known each other before. Even way back in secondary school at the seminary. And so we started discussing, and then my ideas are coming back.
Yes.
And they are not interested. Especially Richard was not interested because he had gone through a similar challenge before, because he was part of the group that started the Crusader and had collapsed. So he didn't want to be traumatized again.
And again now I started.
But here he was, a 23-year-old and very, very mad. And I said, no, nothing can do this. But that time, it was now towards elections. I don't know, the big story that time was the Chibuyetere Inferno. So we were busy covering it and we doing very, very well stories.
And since it
if
was
you look at those papers those days, I think it was almost on the front page of the Monitor every day. So when they refused, I told Patrick, please go to Rwanda. We ventured into Rwanda. with someone called Visika, Asman Visika. We started a newspaper there. He had some soldiers he knew in the army, in the Rwandan army. So they were sort of funding. So we're there just, we did about 2 months. After this was after the election of Museveni and Kizza Besigye, that campaign.
Yes, yes.
So we were there, and so I had told them we can do something like Monitor in Rwanda. And when we were there, we had done about two months. Then the guy said, "Wewe, mutare tamari ganyu gambara. We have just jump on the next bus." We came back running.
My friend, you have to be careful.
So we came back running and to Mbarara again, and we said, "But I think we should go to Kampala."
Yes.
Because we had rebelled, I had run out of the Monitor.
Yes.
Without telling them. We had betrayed them, kind of. And I said, so we came here with no money and started sleeping in Kavule. You know that place? There's a slum area below Makerere University called Kavule.
Yes.
So we started from there.
And I remember your officers were still...
Yes, that small room down.
They did some...
It was also our place where we would sleep, because we had nowhere to sleep. We knew nobody in this town, no one.
Yes.
We had no relatives. None of us. Yes.
So, and who was printing for you at that time?
So we, like when we were there, there were 2 newspapers and very strong, Monitor and New Vision.
Yes.
And so we said, how do we bring in a 3rd newspaper that does not look like these 2?
Yeah.
So that time the internet was beginning to get into the vibe here. I think that time much of it,
internet cafes,
were the in thing. I actually would walk from there on foot up to there was a Click Cafe, something.
It was
one of the first internet cafes on Kampala Road. Right?
Udiam, was it Udiam House?
Click Cafe. It was called Click Cafe.
Cham Towers.
Yes.
Okay.
Imagine walking from...
And Jackie Rugasira also had one in Bugolobi.
Man, they were like 3 in the whole country. These children don't know these things. So we're there, sometimes, you look around and you go through Yahoo and you see Yahoo News, and then we land on this thing called The Sun.
In the UK.
You were in the UK, so you know the paper very well. Tabloid said, okay, what is tabloidization? What's a tabloid? So we started getting interested. And then that's when we said we need to do this thing here, because we have not seen it anywhere in Uganda, not even on the African continent, except in South Africa.
Yes.
And we said, okay, we can just do this here.
And the Monitor Vision will print for you?
So we started. No, they did not. They refused it. We went to a place called... 3rd Street, just behind. I think it's been taken over by Nice House of Plastics. There used to be a print on that corner, just across. There was something called the Printers, something run by a man, and he died. I remember him. I remember his name. He was called Alachu. I tried to look for his children. I think landed on one of them, and then they also got lost on me.
But okay, so if
he knew one of us,
the children of
Mr. Alachu.
Arachu.
Yes.
You used to have, you used to print for red paper.
Yes.
We are looking
you printed for us free of charge for the first 2-3 weeks. Why? Because we showed him, that time we were carrying the newspaper on diskettes. Now you guys, I don't know, you have iCloud.
Right. You have what?
You guys have iCloud now. Where you keep your things. There was diskettes. We said, we have a good newspaper here. You just print it, we go and sell and bring you the money. And that's what happened.
So they print for you?
We would go ourselves and sell. Richard, I think, Simo would go to East, a small car. James would go to the West. The other ones would stay in town, vending ourselves. I used to vend from the old tax park. Maybe that's why you bought your...
I think that's where the guy bought it too. Yes. So it must have been you selling.
Yes, it was me
selling. What a story.
Yes.
Eish.